Hi, I'm Christy. Today I want to talk to you about celebrating your holidays. So, as Christmas gets closer, we finalize our plans for the actual Christmas celebration. And again, I'm using Christmas generically here. Whichever holiday you celebrate applies. So, who's attending, what we're eating, when gifts will be opened, and the list goes on. Today, I want to focus specifically on who will be around for your celebration. And when I originally planned this series, I was thinking of the actual holiday celebration. But as I sat down to write it, I realized it might be easier for your loved one to have several smaller celebrations. On the other hand, that might be too overwhelming, and one big one might be best for your family. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of each. First of all, to have multiple smaller celebrations allows for several positives. There's fewer people to deal with at one time, fewer presents to open at once, which means you get to play with them sooner. Potentially, you're able to celebrate with more people, and you can enjoy the holidays with friends as well as family. However, there are some downsides. The schedule fills up with more appointments or more events to attend. The behavior has to be managed more often. Routines are disrupted more frequently, and more people have to understand what it's like to interact with your loved one. On the other hand, the single celebration also has its pros and cons. The pros: only one event to attend. You get presents over with all at once, and you only have one meal to deal with. The downside: it can be more overwhelming because it's so much bigger. Opening all the presents at once might be too much for your loved one to process, and it's easier to become overwhelmed, which can then lead to behavior issues. Now, there's always the dual purpose celebrations, I'll call them. It's some event that you have to attend for whatever reason that you seek to get specific friends or family to attend as well. So you can say that you've celebrated with them, but you don't have to add another appointment to the calendar. These are the genius celebrations in my book. I get to achieve multiple things all at once, and I hope you're able to find several of those in this year. So, which of these options is better? Well, it's definitely an area that there is no right or wrong. One solution is to have several short celebrations on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This allows for some of the positives of both options. Or maybe you decide to bite the bullet, invite everyone over to your house for one big celebration, and just get it over with. That way you have the most control over the situation to best help your loved one have a successful day. Now, in the end, you really do have to weigh the pros and negatives, or positives and negatives, or the pros and cons, and decide which option is best for your family this year. And I say that because it's likely to vary from year to year. Different situations and circumstances, personal growth, and numerous other factors will all impact how much your loved one and your whole family can handle in any given season. Now, I think a better question to focus on is, who am I going to celebrate with? Now, in an ideal world, you celebrate exactly as you wish, without any negative consequences. This allows you to pick and choose only those who get your family dynamics, embrace the crazy that comes with that, loves you, and loves spending time with you. If this includes family, great. If not, that's okay too. But we all know we don't live in an ideal world. Sometimes families insist that we celebrate with them, even though they cause the most stress and the biggest issues for us. Sometimes we don't have friends nearby who get us enough for us to want to celebrate with them. Other times, finances prevent us from getting to the people that we want to most celebrate with. In the end, I think the best and healthiest option is to focus on spending your time and your celebrations with people who love and understand your loved one and your family dynamics as much as you can. They make the events more fun, more relaxing, more enjoyable, and they flex with any bad behaviors that come or any other negative impacts. Or, in my case, they're willing to engage AJ in vehicle conversation for the duration, so my family and I get a break. Now, I say that we would try to get it out of his system, but there's no getting vehicle talk out of his system. He talks 24/7 about them. And it's every vehicle ride going to and from these events. It's every other vehicle ride that he takes ever. The majority of its conversations at home, you name it, he's talking cars. And so we're immensely grateful for any kind of break in these conversations that we can get, even if it's only for a little bit. So as I mentioned in a previous post in this series, and I've got a link to that in the blog, you can find that at www.havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in December of 2019. So in that post and in others in this series, I mentioned that the real key is to prepare everyone involved in the celebration. Help them know what to expect, who will be attending, when different things will take place, all those kinds of things. And plan ahead to make sure that you know that you have the items your loved one will need to have a successful event. So my question for you this week is this: who do you prefer to celebrate with? What kinds of celebrations do you usually participate in? When do you like to do most of your celebrating? I'd love to hear your experiences. You can leave me a comment below, or you can leave me a comment over on the blog. Again, that's at havenofhopeforme.com. This originally posted in December of 2019. As always, I appreciate it if you'd share this with anybody you think would find it helpful. I'd love to help as many families as I can. Sign-up lists are available over on the website. This signs you up for email notification for all new content as soon as it's released. Celebrating our way is one way that we continue to say that life is good and there is never a dull moment.